Hello, I'm CJ Miller. I'm in my apartment in Shreveport, Louisiana. And I've done most of this work standing and looking down, and then like kind of comparing just for reference some stuff outside of the window. But I'm not doing an exact replica of the view that I have. So that's cool. It doesn't have to, I just want it to thematically kind of blend in. So I'm putting a little structure over here, maybe a little, because there are, as throughout around the property, as they're still building other parts of the development, there are all these metal tent buildings that are around. So that's kind of what we're kind of working to kind of create right here. And I'm just kind of like not going real heavy with the lines, because if I went super definitive over here, then we're over here where it's not super definitive. And of course, even though I'll clean this up a little bit, um, you know, uh, yeah, just, I'll have to go in and put a little detail. And so I put some trees here, and I actually painted this around the trees, in effect, kind of blurring the trees into what's going on to the background. That was a very intentional choice, because the finished product will demonstrate why. I want kind of a clear, maybe I'll kind of get like a lightish, you know, parking lot kind of sandy thing kind of going on there. Uh, but it's okay to blend some of these tones together. Um, there's a little bit of a field by the building over here, but like I said, just kind of speckle in, and I guess I shouldn't smudge too much because I don't want to really. What I want to do maybe is kind of do a little blending, a little stippling and blending, but I don't want to necessarily disguise all of the brush strokes. And of course, you see I'm working with a smaller brush now, and there's this, it's loaded. It is loaded with paint. Especially, and so I'm staying within similar tones. That way, if I want to, I can come in here and put a little definition, even on the, not even using the bristle, but using what's way down here. But like, just take that and just, the deeper I push, to see what's discovered. I'll probably have to come in only a little bit more definition, because I think I come in, and I think I've kind of blended just a bit much there. Hang on. But I've reloaded this small brush with a bit of titanium white and ivory black. I don't know. I still don't know what the hell ivory black is, but and the whole idea is to create. We have like, uh, you know, uh, rock gardens and things like that. Except since we've been here for coming on 2 years now, some of the buildings, I guess some of the rocks have been kind of skewn about, and there's various textures to this lawn. That it's actually up on a hill here. And so I'm just kind of like playing around with it, letting my imagination run with it as it blends. Where are we going to go here? We're going to, yeah. So this is kind of a lighter, part of the driveway system that's in between our buildings. That's what we're working on here. And then this is a more blacktop road that we're going to get to and cover later on. So we can go heavier with this up here. And it's really okay if it doesn't blend perfect. You'll see that I want kind of a smudgy effect. That's for this particular piece, for this style, it's very much This is a view through my window. My window is a screened-in window, and we're going to be looking at this view through weather and things like that. So I don't want specific, crisp, clear lines, especially the further it gets into the distance. And so this is a road that kind of extends. I'm going to let it extend a little bit further than what my original horizon line was, because this is, in my town, we have these gentle hills. It's not flat in this area. These roads are going over hills. And so where I live is an area called the Bottoms. It used to be called the Bottoms, St. John's Bottoms to be specific. And it was the Shreveport in the mid to late 1800s. I forget where it was. It became the first red light district. Whereas, okay, we're not gonna, we're not gonna decriminalize your activities that go on there, but we'll patrol that area lighter. And if you'll have lesser penalties, I guess. It was so that there was an initiative to get people to contain what they had to do, particularly in this area, from like a couple of streets over this whole area. And it was, it was basically to, cordon off any illicit stuff and keep it from the nicer side of downtown. Of course, Shreveport was really just becoming a port town, as the great log jam of the Red River was being cleared away by Henry Miller Shreve. And that took I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think that was such a big endeavor. It took a couple of years to clear that up for the passage of commercial shipping. And so it's this road. I want to bring it back here and just kind of like work with maybe perspective. I don't think I should take it into a tiny string, but just leave the imagination for other bits of whatever that's going to come back there. So I'm going to let this cool for a while until I come back for another session of painting, because I do better as I'm working when I take a pause in between each little bit, but yeah, just to let you know, I have come down and I have started working with a smaller brush. For some things are going to get a little bit more detailed here, but not definitely not high definition. I'm not looking for high definition perspective. That would be counterproductive to the finished product that I want to see. But I want to come in and put like a couple of yellow dashes that will divide the lane on the darker top road. And then what gets back here will probably be just a little bit, some images of some buildings off in the distance. And then I'll kind of fold it into a gentle, a little bit of a sky peeking through some of the buildings. Okay, so I did, before I closed out the video, I set this over to the side. I did come in and I kind of worked beyond this structure building. This could be some of the structure that they're working with. This could be the back lot of the movie studio. I don't know. It's whatever. I don't know. It's not like I said, it's not an exact replica of my view, but I thought it would be really fun to get a glimpse of a church tower, kind of sort of like I have out of my view, and then some other buildings. And then we'll start working with a little scale and perception, and just a little bit of this negative area back there. And then of course, you see where I come in and I put like some of the place markers for where, the traffic, the lanes on the road may be guided by markers on the road or whatever. I'm not exactly sure that this is at all the finished product, but there are some. There's a little field over here, and I'll play around with it. I'll tweak it up. Like I said, this is not uh, defined. This is still kind of a becoming what it's going to be. I haven't even gone through with the fine tipped brush. All this was done on that smaller brush even this little cross here, I just used just a corner of. So you can do, if you didn't have a small tip on your brush, just using a couple of bristles by pulling some of the paint up, you can sort of get this. Now, and I want this to look like a drawing, a painting or whatever. I want it to look uh, blurred. I want it to look as in one structure kind of gets pulled into another, uh, somewhat what would happen when things are a little bit blustery to the eye, when there's, because we're going to be looking, this is, first off, this is, the texture of the canvas. I'm letting represent, when you get down into it, you see this texture on this canvas that actually is the canvas. This is not a smooth surface, and I'm letting that sort of be a kind of lend itself to the effect of looking through the screen on the window. So this is kind of a view from a window that I'm actually doing, because I have two windows over here and I don't have one on this wall, but I'm about to via this painting, which would be kind of similar, but not exactly. And I don't mind, I felt like there should be some sort of a steeple or church there or whatever, because I'm drawing inspiration from my view. But also, we have, in my mind, just in one, two, in about three different directions from me, there would be uh, a steeple in any one of those three directions that I chose to like turn and look if I had like a non-obstructed view. Uh, so we have a lot of churches. It's the South. It's Louisiana. So yeah, I don't go to any of them, but but they're there. And I do admire the architecture of some of the Episcopalian architecture that's around here is fantastic. I should take a walk and show you those few churches that I'm talking about. The Methodists, first off they maybe need to pick a name. They changed. I'm not like, so it was the First United Methodist Church, and then they had like a split over a political view. Marriage equality for homosexuals, and so uh, they split and their name changed, and like in no time there was another name, like in cement. I was like, geez, wow, y'all just have these things waiting in case you need to change your name. Like, wow, that was really quick, and it looks almost seamless too. Like maybe they didn't have to chisel away anything. I don't know. I never really paid that much attention to it before. Okay, so on this one, I put a little texture and things on this roof. Maybe like let some of the air out, ventilation, whatever. I don't know. Uh, anyway, uh, I'm having fun with this, and love you guys. Love and light, peace. Bye. For real this time. Bye.